Hiya, it's Zaya. Welcome back to my channel. I am very happy you are here today. We are going to be taking a look at how I have repurposed a 5-year diary from Sterling Ink to act as a bucket list for the next 5 years. So first off, I'm going to be using any type of stickers that I want in this book. I have gone ahead and pulled out some girl stickers. Of course, this is not how I look now, but she is how I desire to look in the future. So we do have a whole bunch of little sticker flakes, and I made the decision that I could use whatever sticker company I want in this book. I do want to mention that this has the cover on cover from Sterling Ink, but I tell you what, you have to use not a curling iron. You need to use a blow dryer because this bad boy took a lot of curling iron, blow dryer time to get it stretched out just enough to get it to fit on this cover, and I might have to take it off again and do it another time. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this one. This one is the one that has the white pages, and the only things I have done so far is added in these 2 stickers. And right here on this page, I'm either going to list out all of the goals and create this as an index, which is what I'm thinking of doing. And then I also have the option of creating either these as index pages, because these are essentially the first page of that month, or just list out each of these like page 1 and then what the activity is. I can do that as the index, or I can use them like I would the rest of these pages, because the dates at the top honestly are not going to matter. The dates don't really have anything to do. I just wanted this layout. I just wanted this horizontal layout. The dates on here have absolutely nothing to do with the purpose behind this book. Now, I may decide to white all of these numbers at the top out. I'm not quite sure yet if that's what I want to do. I could use it kind of as an index and just say, okay, on January 2nd, you can find that information there. But because a lot of these activities are going to be happening over the next 5 years, I could either just use this as a index, or I can use the actual number pages that she has provided here at the bottom. But I'm going to kind of try to ignore these numbers at the top for the most part. If I can find a whiteout that's this same color and that's not going to bother me, because whiteout tends to bother me on the page if I notice it, and then I don't want to bulk just that one section up with whiteout and just that one section with stickers. I'm trying not to use a bunch of stickers in here. That's because this is a bound system. I don't like my books to be really chunky and open. I don't want to bulk this up too much. So let's talk about what's going in here. So as I mentioned in, I think the lineup video or the stacks video, this is a book that I'm going to be using for Bucketlist. So here's just an example. Don't mind the dirtiness. I don't know how the page got dirty. It was in a box. So let's say vacation in New Zealand. I've never been to New Zealand, but that is something that is on my bucket list. So what I would do is use this top section to write out what the bucket list item is. And then once I completed that within those 5 years, so I have from 2026, 5 years going on from that, and then I could journal about it. I could add in photos or stickers, or I can draw, and I would write a start date, like when I added it into the book, or I can write an ending date, or I just could write when I accomplished it, like when it was achieved by. So that's what this book is for. Now, you may be thinking, this sounds very similar to your manifesting book. Well, this is different. So in the manifesting book, what I'm doing is I'm writing down things that I want to manifest, of course, they're going to be over the 5 years. But those are things that I'm not checking off. I could create checklists inside this book. So in my manifesting book, I might say, I'm a person who travels every year. That's something that I am manifesting. That is the type of person I want to be. I'm somebody who travels every year. But in order to get to all of those steps, because that's something that's big, that requires multiple steps, I'm not going to be writing that in my manifesting book because that one only has that small little section. I could write all of that down in here. So I could say travel to Japan, and then I could have all of the details, or maybe a travel list or ideas down here for traveling to Japan. So these are things within those 5 years that I want to do, not just personal identity things. Some of them are, but some of them are not. I have started creating a list because, of course, this is essentially over 365 days if we include the monthly review type pages. So I have been creating some lists, some ideas. Now, originally I thought, I should write all of these ideas in here, but then I'm going to have to go search for them. It's a lot easier to write them on a tool type paper, or kind of like a happy planner paper that I can have in a disc-bound system, and then just pull them out as I need. And I can cross off, because maybe my ideas change. Maybe I end up not going to that country or doing that activity. Maybe I try out an activity and I don't really enjoy it. So let me just go ahead and go over some of the ones that I have ideas for, that I've created these long-term bucket list ideas for. So I can say I planted flowers for bees, and some of these I've put 2026 next to, like I've written down a note on this piece of paper. I don't want to show you all of them because I want them to be a surprise as we do them throughout the year. So I planted flowers for bees, specifically for bees, and I wrote 2026 next to that. And I did that because that's something that I could do in that year. So I just used this same type of just lined paper that I got off of Amazon and just wrote these things down. And that's something that you can do. Just create a list of all of the things or activities or places or things that you want to do, bucket list, and then just write down, highlight it or do a color and say that's the thing that, these are all the things that you want to do, but mark down the ones that you think you will be able to accomplish in that year. Now, we're not putting it set in stone here because we're planner girlies, and we know that if we write it down in the book, we're going to feel guilty if we don't get to it. So that's why it goes in here if we got it done. Okay, I want to take a cooking class. Now, whether I get that done in 2026, I don't know. Now, I'm not worried about 2026 all needs to be here in the front, or, the next year needs to be, 2027 needs to be all after that. I'm not really concerned about that at this point. It can just kind of flow naturally. I've visited an esthetician. I plan to do that next year in 2026. My partner took me fishing. I didn't like fishing as a kid, but it's an activity he enjoys, so I want to try it out with him. Maybe I'll enjoy it more with him than I did with my own dad. All right. Having a location in my home for family photos. I currently don't have a home, but within the next 5 years, I hope to have a home. Let's see. Taking a drawing class. There's no specific timeline for that. I just want to take a class for drawing. I want to have a collection of puzzles, as I mentioned in my video yesterday, for hobbies. Well, actually, you're going to be watching this video today. So hobbies, yeah. Because I'm having to catch up on my planner videos, on my Planmas videos. So actually, you'll see this video tonight, and you've already seen the hobby ones. You'll see this one in the afternoon, maybe. Either way, you'll see it. Go and watch my hobbies video. I love puzzles. All right, another one. I've gone through photos, on my phone, and put them into albums. It's so important, I think, to print out photos, because once it's on technology and something happens, it's gone. It's gone forever. I've taken a pottery class. I planted a tree. I visited Tasmania. I've been to a mosque. I celebrated Ramadan. I hosted a family event. I had my DNA tested, like for for like family DNA purposes. I dressed up for New Year's. I learned to cook different recipes. I built a family tree. I volunteered. I decorated our home. I got a new mouth guard made because I grind my teeth at night. I saw cherry blossoms in Japan. I played a musical instrument. I went apple picking. I learned how to make bread from scratch. I learned how to make pasta from scratch. So, as you can see, a lot of these activities involve money. They're expensive, which is why I'm giving myself 5 years. And that doesn't mean within those 5 years that I will think of other things, because it's very possible that I will think of other things to write in this book. Very, very possible. All right. These are just some ideas, and hopefully they will help you spark some ideas to create your own bucket list. I redid my Goodreads shelves because those are a disaster if you've been on my Goodreads. I decluttered clothes that don't fit. Those two are ones that I plan on doing next year in 2026. I decluttered shoes that don't fit. And that's another one. I bought a flag tracking jar. Oh, I was like, what the heck is that? Okay, so what that is a jar where you track all of the countries you've been to, and they have little flags. I couldn't read my own handwriting. All right, I bought a grill, and I moved to a different country with my dog. And I've discussed with my partner building our own house. I would love to build my own house. I mean, not me physically build, but I would love to have enough money to have my own house built, like the way that I want it. I've had my chin laser hair removal. If you know, you know, and my upper lip. I've been able to fit into a bikini. I found homes for all of my kittens. There were stray cats in my neighborhood. We took in the kittens. I bought my partner a birthday gift, a Christmas gift. These are obviously things that will happen in next year. And they will continue to happen, but we're talking about my current partner. I became a YouTube partner, or like YouTube creator, like full time. I started a Ko-fi. I opened my Ko-fi shop and have freebies available. So a lot of these sound as though I have already accomplished them, because that's what I'm trying. That's my goal, is to say that I've already accomplished it, because that's what's going to be in here. Things that I've already accomplished, not things that I'm not going to accomplish or things that I haven't, only things that I'm accomplishing. I own a Canadian Goose coat. I have purchased Gore-Tex shoes because where I'm going is going to be raining. So I know that for 2026, I will be doing that because there's going to be floods. I wear size medium. I flew to Australia. I have an office in my house, and I sold my planners. So I have a lot of old Happy planners that I no longer need or that I can take with me when I decide to move. So I want to kind of purge through a lot of those planners, and mostly it's the inserts, the inside pages, not the covers. I do have some duplicate covers that I also need to go through. So yeah, I just have just a huge list of different types of movies. Like I watched all the Disney movies. I watched all the Studio Ghibli movies. I removed the mole that I have on my face. I've already removed this mole once and it came back. I've had an allergy test done. Now I have had this done in the past, but I would like to have another one run it. Not run it, of course not. But I would like to have another one done. I have 200 Goodreads friends. My goal right now is just to get 10. But within the next 5 years, I would like to have 5. I bought a gaming PC. I read 100 Spanish books. I played air hockey. I haven't done that since I was a kid. There's just so many things. And of course, a lot of these we will go over more within the next year And then I did create a long-term bucket list, which means, you know what, they're ideas that I had, but they're probably not going to happen within the next 5 years, but I did write them down anyways. So I want to fill a passport book. So that's not happening this time. It's not happening within the next 5 years. I'm not going to completely fill out a passport book, but of course, I'm assuming that Sterling Ink will come out with these again, and when she does, I will purchase another one, and that will be for, you know, the following 5 years, and then the following 5 years, and then, you know, it will just continue. Hopefully, it'll just continue to be a collection of books, of bucket list books. Visit 5 countries. I don't imagining myself visiting 5 countries within the next 5 years. If I do, amazing, get it, girl. But if I don't, you know, that's why it's on the long-term bucket list. Go to a waterfall. I want to feed kangaroos. I want to get a stuffed animal from each country that I visit. I love stuffed animals. Who am I? I'm a child. I know. I can't help it. I want to visit Ireland. I want to go to the Taj Mahal. I want to travel with my mom. I want to tour a castle. I want to go to Gatorland. If you've seen Gatorland videos here on YouTube, they're amazing. I love Savannah. Okay, I want to visit countries of my ancestors. I want to weigh 135 pounds. I want to travel to New Zealand. I want to fly business class. I want to move out of my current state. I want to be a full-time content creator on YouTube. I want to go on a safari. I want to have a baby. I want to get married. I want to have a home library. I want my husband to build me a porch swing. I want to have at least $1,000 in emergency funds. I want to pay off all of my debts. I want to travel back to the States to have Christmas with my family, because remember, one of my goals is to move out of the States. Oh no, now my dog is going crazy. So yeah, these are just some of the ideas, the long-term ideas that I've been thinking about. All right, I just wanted to close off this video by saying thank you for watching, and I'm very, very excited to fill out this book with you. And I know there's not a lot here now, but we haven't started that year, and I have so many ideas, and I hope you got a little bit of inspiration. And as I was saying, if you have any ideas of things that I could add to my bucket list, or if you have created your own bucket list planner, notebook, or journal, I would love to go and watch your video. Please link it below so I can go and watch it. And have an amazing day. Bye, friends.